There are so many apps these days that claim to increase your productivity. Some of them are really expensive and some of them aren't even all that. But the apps that I'm going to share with you today will change your life and your productivity game. That is only if you actually implement them. Hi guys, my name is Raval Kaur, or for short you can call me Raval. For today's video, we'll be going through some apps that have personally increased my productivity and overall has changed my game. I'm still not a completely professional user of these apps as I've recently started my productivity journey, but I'm getting there. And because I've seen a huge difference since I've started using these 5 apps in my life in a very short time, I must add, and that is why I want to share it with you. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Number 1 and the most life-changing app that I've ever used and will always use is Forest. I did pay a one-time fee of £1 something. However, the value that I've received from this app is 1 million times more, and I'm not even exaggerating. It is the single most powerful app that has gotten rid of my phone addiction. What it does is basically allows you to focus on your work without the distraction of using a phone. It is like a virtual game where you win by building trees of focused times and create your own forest of no distractions. The game is to plant a virtual tree. Once you choose a time and press plant, the tree starts growing, and as long as the tree is growing, you cannot use any other apps on your phone. If you end up using your phone for whatever reason, the tree withers and dies. Now you can choose your own time to focus up until 120 minutes. If you need 30 minutes to focus on something and you want to make sure you're not distracted, you can choose 30 minutes to build a tree. If you do use your phone within those 30 minutes and leave the app, the tree will die. And to be honest, because I love trees, this app plays with my emotions because I want to grow trees, so I've never let a tree die. Well, except once, when I forgot that I was using the app. Also, whenever you grow a tree, you receive a certain amount of coins, and once you reach 2,500 coins, the people who created this app will actually plant a real life tree. Another great feature of this app is that you can use it with your friends to grow a tree together. For this, both parties need to stay off their phone for the tree to grow, allowing both parties to stay focused on their task. If one uses the phone before the time is up, the tree will die on both sides. So it's fine when you want to focus as a group as well. I can go into much more details about this app, but then you will find this video boring, so let's go to the next one. The second app that has deeply changed my life is Todoist. Oh my god. This app and the next 2 apps that I'm going to talk about are literally my second brain. Anything that comes into my mind, I dump in these apps. I don't think about organizing the tasks or anything like that. I just dump it in there and then I organize it later. Your brain's job is to be creative, to come up with new ideas and not to store them. So anything that comes into my mind goes into these apps immediately. Your brain cannot withhold a lot of new information. It needs to be dumped so it can be clear and think clearly. And personally, it has helped me with my overthinking issues. I sometimes have to repeat a thought or an idea in my mind so I don't forget it, and that gives me a lot of anxiety. So having a clear brain by using these apps makes my life much more stress-free. Also, I don't forget anything because everything is stored in these apps. I use Todoist to make list of things I need to complete for the day, for this week, for next week, for this month, for next month, and long term. I use this app to organize by time blocking. I do not differentiate between things I need to do for work or personal or anything like that. For this, I followed Carl Pullen's method here on YouTube. I've linked it down below if you're interested. However, if you need an entire video from me on how I use this app, let me know. This app has single-handedly saved me a lot of time. But as a basic user to Todoist, you can start with writing the things that you need to get done, and then you can also filter them using priority flags and give it a date for it when it needs to be done. Now, I do pay £4 per month for this app because I just feel like it has organized my life completely and it keeps my anxiety at bay. You can also get this app for free. There is a free version for this app, and overall I absolutely recommend it. This is not a sponsored video, I'm just sharing what I love. The third app that has increased my productivity is Notion, and unlike the previous 2 apps, it is not paid for. It is free. Well, there is a paid version if you have a team or a business, but if you're a single user, it is completely free. I use the free version of this app mostly to organize the work aspect of my life. All of my video projects, whether it's for TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, go into a folder in this app. I also like to keep a track of my social media analytics, mostly for Instagram. I have a topics folder where I basically make notes regarding different topics I learn about. I also have a brain dump list where I throw in rough ideas and notes, which I later clear out by placing them in their respective folders. I have a reading list where I keep track of all the books I have read. I have a list of food recipes that I like and also track my weight. You can store information in a table format, Kanban board, as a page, and even as a calendar. This is my project video list in a Kanban board. It's divided into ideas for the video, then come next, which is basically what I have chosen from my ideas list. Then once I begin researching and writing, it goes under writing in progress, and so on and so forth until it has been published. This way, I'm never out of ideas and everything is organized to the T. If you'd like me to go in depth, I can make another video on how I use Notion and how I organize everything. Notion can get very complicated if you allow it. However, I like to keep it as minimalistic as possible. The fourth app that has increased my productivity is Evernote. I use Evernote to write down my thoughts and emotions. Now, to be completely honest, I don't use this app all the time. I use it only when I really need to vent out, and sometimes I like to vent out physically by writing down on a paper. So I treat Evernote app as a journal. It is also one place where I'm allowed to be a little messy and vague. However, you don't need this app if you have Notion. You can simply make a folder on Notion and start. But I like to keep my personal thoughts and emotions separate. They are related to my work, so they don't go on brain dump folder in Notion. Whenever I need to write, I just open a new page on Evernote and type whatever I feel like typing without thinking whether I make sense or not. Usually after doing that, I feel much better, and it also helps with my anxiety and my overthinking tendencies. The fifth and the last app on this list is Spotify. Now you must be wondering, why Spotify? How can Spotify help you be productive? Now, Spotify is more than just that. You have different varieties of music and podcast in Spotify for different needs. Now, to stay focused, I browse Spotify for music that helps me concentrate. I go to the focus part and choose the music for concentration playlist. I usually use music for concentration when there's a lot of noise around me. I live with my parents and other family members, and we also have my 2-year-old niece who has a mind of her own. So it's best used when I need to concentrate on my work, and especially for scripting videos like this. Researchers claim that classical orchestra music increases mood and productivity, which also makes it great for studying if you're a student. This habit is very new to me, but it has already increased my productivity and decreased my distraction tendencies by at least 25%. Seriously, it makes a difference, especially if the task at hand is too long to handle. Now, this is an app that you have to pay for. My fiance pays £13 a month for both of us. If you're not a couple, you still have to pay £10 per month to use Spotify, or you can even find a friend who is ready to share that monthly bill. So that is all for this video. I hope this video provided you with some sort of value, and if it did, hit that subscribe button and like this video. This will let the YouTube algorithm know that this video is helpful and will allow others to see it as well. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.